Guys, we finally got our tier set. This is the new tier set for the upcoming patch 10.1, Embers of Neltharion. Brand new tier bonus for us to look at. We're going to look at it today. We got the 2-piece and the 4-piece. First, I do want to mention the tooltips and the numbers in-game, like on the items, on the buff in the top, and in the Blizzard Blue Post are all different. It's all the same effects, but the number values are different in each one. So, not entirely sure where that's going to land. It shouldn't make a major, massive difference, but it is just something to keep in mind. It does show that like these things are a work in progress. So I would expect these to undergo some changes over the next few days or next few weeks. So just be prepared for that. So the 2-piece, every 160 fury you spend, gain Seething Fury, increasing your agility by 8% for 6 seconds. And then the 4-piece, each time you gain Seething Fury, gain 20 fury, and the damage of your next I-beam is increased by 20%, stacking 5 times. So, how does this incorporate in the kind of 2 builds that we're playing right now? We have the raid single target build, right, with the Cycle of Hatred and Shattered Destiny, and we also have the left-right build, the Throwglaive build. So with Cycle of Hatred, you're going to be getting I-beam back quicker, meaning you're going to have less time to be stacking up these stacks up to 5 times. You will be spending a lot of fury, but you're going to have a shorter window before your I-beam comes up and you have to spend it, right? Because you never really want to hold I-beam. You always want to spend it. You don't want to leave it to stack up to 5 times and then spend it, because then you're just delaying your demonic windows. It's not a good thing to do, because our damage is pretty bad outside of demonic. So you always want to be spending your I-beam. So you're never going to hold it, meaning roughly you're going to get to like 3 or 4 stacks of this before your I-beam comes up and you have to spend it. That's kind of how it's playing out in the Cycle of Hatred build. Now, if you were to play the left-right Throwglaive build, there you do have a larger window to allow that stack to go all the way up to 5. I-beam is less important to us in this build. It's mainly like a tool just to kind of get into demonic and start doing our Essence Break window and getting glaives out there and whatnot. It's not as crucial to the left-right build as it would be to like a, left-mid build. But the thing about the left-mid build, even though you are not stacking it up to 5 times every time, you are casting I-beam more often. So that makes up for, the 3 or 4 stacks instead of the 5. So I'll give you a quick demo of what this looks like in a Cycle of Hatred build. So remember to look up in the top right where my buffs are. That's where you're going to be able to track the buff that we get. And hopefully I can spend enough fury here for this to actually work. So we're going to go in, we're going to start casting. I'm not going to meta just for the sake of it. It's not necessary. You can see I have 1 stack there now. We're up to 2 stacks. And there we are, we're up to 3. Then we cast our I-beam, and we carry on. So sometimes you will get up to 4 stacks, depending on like how much fury you're spending, but you generally won't get to 5 stacks with this build. And one thing to notice is that the buff that you get from this, the Seething Potential, it does last for a whole minute. So it's very good. You have more than enough time for it to start rolling over and stacking. You're never going to like drop your stacks before you can spend them. Okay, now this is the Throwglaive build. You'll see I pretty easily get up to 5 stacks with this one. I'm just going to press some abilities. Make sure I'm pressing Throwglaive. So you can see we're already up to 3 stacks. Up to 4. And then we could pretty quickly get up to 5 here. Right as I-beam comes back up. And then we send it. Obviously, you'd want to do that with a momentum buff, and even if you're stacking it with other things like a fodder to the flame demon, So one thing to consider with the 4-piece, where it says you gain 20 Fury every time you get a stack of Seething Fury. That's pretty substantial, right? So that could potentially afford us to drop one of our Fury generating talents. So in this build, you can get rid of Burning Hatred, and that gives you the option to put this point maybe into Improved Fel Rush or even Blind Fury. Both are, you know, kind of whatever options. I would say Blind Fury is probably more valuable than Improved Fel Rush. Improved Fel Rush just kind of stinks. It's not that good. I would say probably Blind Fury is the better pick of the two. And then with this build, the single target build, you could actually get rid of Demonic Appetite, and that does allow you to pick up Netherwalk pretty easily. Again, you could also put a point into Improved Fel Rush if you wanted. So I would avoid putting a point into Serrated Glaive if you can. It's just it's tuned very poorly. It's not a good talent to take. Even if you put 2 points into it, it's not that good. Yeah, there's a couple different options. Again, this is something we're going to have to feel out over the course of the next few weeks. We're going to do some sims. None of this is able to be simmed yet, so we're not entirely sure, but these are just possibilities and options that we have. Now, like I said, this tier bonus is mostly just a passive bonus. There's nothing really you have to monitor. You're not going to be holding I-Beam to get to 5 stacks. That's just not something you ever want to do. So yeah, it's pretty basic. It does potentially increase the value of haste going forward because, you know, more Fury spent means more procs of the effect. Also, just, you know, if you're playing Cycle of Hatred, more Fury spent means more I-Beams. So you can see how that kind of, you know, makes sense, getting more haste. Not to say that haste will become our, you know, primary stat or anything like that, but it does just give some more value to it. So my personal opinion on this, do I like it? I would have to say no. I don't quite like it. I'm not going to petition to get it changed or anything. But, you know, as it usually goes, Havoc gets a tier bonus that's just mostly passive, doesn't really change our gameplay in any way that we could feel. I feel like giving the 2-piece bonus 8% increased agility is a complete cop-out. Like, it's just so boring. So, like, for example, 8% of my current agility, so I have 7,326. So 8% of that is 586, which I guess, if you think about it, is a lot of agility, but again, it's not something you'll notice. It's not something that you're gonna, you know, when it procs, you feel it. It's just gonna make your number go up a little bit, and that's kind of what all tier bonuses do for everyone. So it's just like, okay, this bonus increases your damage by 1% or something like that. I don't know. It's pretty boring. And then the 4-piece, I would say it's fine. And, like, it will result in a good boost of damage with your I-Beam, but you have to ask yourself, is it fun? Is this something that you are gonna, like, you know, feel in your rotation? Is this something you're gonna be changing what buttons you press? Is this something that you're gonna be, like, excited to get and start playing with? Honestly, no. Like, it's just passive damage that you're not really gonna notice. You'll know that it's doing something behind the scenes, right? Maybe at the end of a dungeon, you'll open this up and you'll notice that maybe your I-Beam damage is a little higher this season than it was last season. But that's it. It's pretty uninspired. It's just basic. And so, like, on one side of it, I understand that their mindset with this is, you know, gearing the tier bonuses towards an ability or a skill or a talent that is used across both different builds, right? It's kind of a broader sort of thing because they don't want to push anyone down a certain playstyle. But I feel like it's just boring, right? Like, there could have been something, I don't know, a bonus for Glaive Tempest, or a bonus for Throw Glaive, or a Fel Rush bonus, something like that. That would just be a little bit more exciting. Or hell, I don't know, even something for Fel Barrage. I know there's one person who would really like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's boring. But this is very early. I do think that we're going to see changes to this as time goes on. I even got confirmation that there will be changes, not over, you know, massive changes where it's going to, like, change what it does, but I would expect the values to change a little bit. There's going to be tuning, stuff like that. So let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. Do you like this tier set? What would you have preferred instead? If you have any cool ideas, make sure to drop it in the comments and maybe we can vote on them. If you'd like one that you see down there, give it an upvote. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.